Okay, so now for some reason my chapter 5 works. So it shows up on my iPad, whereas before I wasn't able to get it on my iPad during the class. So we're going to do a review video on the vocabulary that we need to know. And remember, we decided we're only going to do this side of the vocab for this quiz. So we'll have a chapter 5 part 1 quiz, and that will be due Sunday. Okay, so you have between now and Sunday to take this, and I just wanted to go over some of the vocab with you. All right, so let's look at the first word, see. See is the same number of letters as if, so it means if. See if. See if. I didn't mean so, it means if. I just mean because it has the same number of letters might help you remember, but it does mean if. Dies, or the day. Dies, or the day. And then we had calidus, which means warm, and in Spanish caliente means hot. You might have heard that word before. So calidus means warm. In Siawam, all right? So in Siawam, into the woods. Siawam or Siawa means woods or forest, and in Siawam, into the woods. Notice it's a little bit of a different use of in. We've had it meaning in, but here it means into. Ibi, there. Ibi, there. Now that rhymes with ubi, and ubi, the meaning for it, rhymes with there. It means where. So ibi, there, ubi, where. Okay, don't get them confused, but it might help you remember. If you remember what one means, you can remember the other one. Rewus, or the stream. Obviously that looks like river, so that should help you remember. Rewus, the stream. Frigidus, that's pretty straightforward because you know the word frigid, like it's very, very cold. So frigidus, cool or cold. Frigidus, cool or cold. Errant, they wander. Errant, they wander. I told you, you ever go on errands? It's like you're wandering from place to place, getting things done. And err, there's a famous saying, to err is human, meaning to wander, to stray, to go astray, to have, make a mistake is human. But they wander. Okay, so if you wander from the right thing, you're making a mistake, and so that's where we get the word err. If you err in English, you make an error. Think of error. It's also a mistake. So it's, again, wandering from the right thing. So errant, they wander. They wander. Errant, they wander. Prope, near. Prope, near. Okay. Wolt, he or she wishes or wants. If something is voluntary, that's actually related to that word. It means it's something you want to do. Ignawus, cowardly or lazy. Ignawus, cowardly or lazy. Okay, if someone ignawus, I'm trying to think of something that works there. I think we'll stick with the meaning there. Probably the words that would help you remember are a little bit too complex or too different than that word. So ignawus, cowardly or lazy. Respondet, he or she replies. Now that's a good one. Responds, right? You could say, replies. And look at the ending. Remember, guys, et with a T is he or she. I want you to put that in there in the vocab quiz, all right? Like Wolt ends in a T, he or she. I want to see that he or she. Errant, they. I want to see you putting they. If you just give me wander as the meaning, I'm going to have to start taking off points because really that doesn't tell me who is wandering. It just tells me the general meaning of the word, but it doesn't tell me they wander. Okay, respondent, he or she replies. You could put she replies, he replies, but I want it to be somebody who is doing it. Okay, neque, neither nor. Neque, neither nor. Those dots mean there's got to be something in between it. There's going to be words in between it. Temerarious, rash or reckless. Temerarious. We talked about what reckless means. Or it just means doing something that's dangerous, that you don't really need to do. You kind of just jump into doing it. Sextus is temerarious. That's what Flavia feels, that Sextus is reckless. And I'm sorry, not Flavia, Cornelia. Flavia feels that Marcus is too anxious, but Cornelia feels Sextus is reckless. Lupus, a or the wolf. Lupus, a or the wolf. Okay, perterritus. You saw the word territ or like terrified. So that's the easiest meaning for that. Terrified or frightened. Perterritus, terrified or frightened. Okay, so you need to be ready for this. And I want you to study those words on that side. And they're not as many, maybe, as you've had in the other vocab quizzes, but there are some pretty tricky ones in there. So please watch your spelling and watch your endings. Make sure that you know the English to Latin as well as Latin to English. And use those flashcards. Make some flashcards. Make sure you've got flashcards and use them. Okay? All right. All set. We'll see you tomorrow.